Yo, what's up? What's up? Live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man, D Real, coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. Yeah, this is where we at. I am doing a video that I saw based on an article in Complex about the top 24 Kung Fu movies of all time. When I saw what number one was, I ain't no cap. I kind of lost my shit a little bit. And I was like, who in the heck did this list? And why? And I'm trying to understand. So in the spirit of being that guy who edutains, I want to learn too. So I want to figure out what's going on with this list. But before I do, here's what I want y'all to do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when new alerts come out, you get them and you can check out stuff like this. Complex, 24 best Kung Fu movies of all time. First, here's the thing. When you say all time, we can't be half-stepping with no looky-loos and also rans. When we say the best of all time, that means it need to be automatically recognizable, it need to be applicable, and it needs to be on point. That being said, don't be playing with me when we do Kung Fu movies, because I'll be serious about my Kung Fu stuff. All right, 24 best Kung Fu movies of all time. That picture already is a bad omen about this list. My man John Flynn did this on November 29th, 2021. John Flynn is nice, cool, and friendly. Follow him on Twitter at Nice Cool Friend. I will try to be a nice, cool friend after I do this review. Matter of fact, I'm going to send it to you, John. Don't be feeling no way about it. First, I got an issue with us adding animated features, because I know a bunch of animated features with Kung Fu way better than Kung Fu Panda. So this is what I'm going to do. If I feel like it belongs on this list, I'm going to say classic. If it don't, trash it. And the first trasher of the list is number 24 itself, Kung Fu Panda. This is not a Kung Fu movie. It is an animated children's feature that happens to have Kung Fu in it. While it is a good movie, it is not one of the best Kung Fu movies of all time. Trash it. Moving on. The Big Boss. Okay, The Big Boss was Bruce Lee's first martial arts film, and it showed. It was some trash by Golden Harvest, but Bruce Lee shined in it prominently. It had a crappy plot, as all martial arts movies have a crappy plot. Lots of fighting, and usually in Bruce Lee's movies, there's lots of beating up of multiple people simultaneously or in the same sitting. And that was pretty much what Bruce Lee did throughout his career. Role model, love him, one of my favorite human beings of all time. But The Big Boss is not one of the greatest Kung Fu movies of all time. I know of better Bruce Lee movies, period. The One-Armed Swordsman. As you can see, that movie was made in 1967. Jimmy Wang Yu. Good premise, good idea, but not one of the best Kung Fu movies of all time. Not even a good movie, to be quite honest. It's a unique concept, but I don't think The One-Armed Swordsman is one of the greatest martial arts movies of all time. Come Drink With Me is one of the greatest martial arts movies of all time. But that's neither here nor there. Let's move on. Master of the Flying Guillotine comes in at number 21. Another movie with Jimmy Wang Yu. This time, he's playing a one-armed boxer instead of a one-armed swordsman, and he is fighting the master of the flying guillotine. Those of you who know martial arts know what a flying guillotine is. It's basically a beehive mask with blades at the neck and a chain attached to it. So when you throw it, it drops down on the head, yank the chain, no more head. The master of the flying guillotine was also blind, which made it cool. And so he kind of hunted his victims a la Daredevil with his hearing. And that was also cool. And Jimmy Wang Yu had to find a unique way to dispatch the the master of the flying guillotine. And the master of the flying guillotine was after him because he had killed a couple of his pupils. So it was a twist. The bad guy was seeking revenge versus the good guy seeking revenge. Because of that twist and the unique premise of this movie, I believe, in my opinion, it does belong on this list, but not in the top 5. Tai Chi Master, also known as Twin Warriors when it first dropped in the States. Jet Li is the head in this, and Michelle Yeoh is in it. Any movie with Michelle Yeoh and Jet Li in it should be a banger from the rip. This is one of the first ones they were in together because they did several. This one, I think, is one of the better ones, and it does indeed focus on Kung Fu because just like the title says, it's Tai Chi Master. He, quote unquote, his character creates Tai Chi and uses it to whoop up on his buddy who wants to be a villain. So their paths diverge from the temple. Jet Li becomes a rebel leader. His partner becomes a lieutenant in the evil guy's army. Is a eunuch of all people. I thought that was really funny. And I think this belongs there because there's lots of action in it, and the storyline for a martial arts movie is pretty damn decent. Belongs there. Meals on Wheels, it's Jackie Chan. Not only is it Jackie Chan, it's Yuen Biao and Sammo Hung, his buddies from the Peking Opera days. They are all amazing martial artists, and they have made several great movies together. While Meals on Wheels is great, and it does feature one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in a Kung Fu movie between Jackie Chan and Benny the Jet Urquidez. If you don't know who Benny the Jet Urquidez is, you don't need to be watching this video. Benny the Jet was so nice with his before at the beginning of the fight, he threw a roundhouse kick that blew out candles. My dude. Although that fight scene was amazing, I do not think Meals on Wheels is one of the greatest Kung Fu movies of all time. It's a lot of stuff going on besides Kung Fu, you know, an heiress and kidnapping and some silly things going on. But it's Jackie Chan, and the premise is always silly. But I can think of a ton and a half of Jackie Chan movies I enjoy 1,000 times better than Meals on Wheels. So no, not all time. Trash. 5 Deadly Venoms, period. Hell yeah, it goes on this list. It is arguably the greatest Shaw Brothers martial arts flick ever made. Kid with the Golden Arm and 5 Element Ninjas, that might be an argument for them. But yeah, the centipede, the toad, the scorpion, the lizard. And let's not forget the snake. Psst, psst, psst. The Poison Clan. One of them went bad, actually 2 of them went bad, and they're trying to find the treasure that the Poison Clan hid, and they were looking for a map. In the meantime, all of these guys get to flex their skills. What I love about this movie is it showcases the styles. It showcases the snake and his agility. It showcases the centipede and his speed. It showcases the toad and his invulnerability. This is one of the greatest martial arts movies of all time. Classic. Once Upon a Time in China, another entry for Jet Li. This is basically Jet Li's first foray into playing the role of Wong Fei Hung. And he does a very decent job of playing Wong Fei Hung, very stoic, very businesslike. However, though, this is not the best movie in the Once Upon a Time in China series. I believe there are 5 of them, 5 or 6. And the best one is 2 because the villain in that movie is played by Donnie Yen, and there's an amazing scene at the end between Jet Li and Donnie Yen that is, it's amazing. And all throughout the movie, Jet Li's flexing and doing things. And this, yeah, I would put the Once Upon a Time in China series in the greatest kung fu movies of all time, but this particular Once Upon a Time in China, nah, trash. The Shaolin Temple, yet another Jet Li movie. Dang, Jet Li gonna show up on this list frequently, so get used to it. This is Jet Li's first movie. Standard martial arts fare. You kill my people, you kill my father, I want revenge. And it showcases Jet Li's talent, who was a rookie at the time. And he was still powerful, he was still graceful, he still had that look. He was Jet Li. While a good movie, a great movie, I don't think it's one of the greatest of all time. So, trash. The Grand Master with Tony Leung, aka Wen Wu from Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. He plays Ip Man, the trainer of Bruce Lee. A lot of it is very picturesque, very cinematic and wuxia looking. If you don't know what wuxia is, you don't need to be watching this video. It's fantasy martial arts, the wire food, the jumping around. Think Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It's got a little bit of that in it. If it didn't have that in it, yeah, it would be one of the greatest martial arts, kung fu movies of all time. So while I love Tony Leung, The Grandmaster is not one of the greatest martial arts movies of all time. Trash. Fist of Fury, hell yeah. One of the greatest martial arts movies of all time. Shame on you for putting it at 14. Tells the story of Chin Zan. Why did you kill my teacher? Why? And it's Bruce Lee doing what Bruce Lee does best, kicking a crap out of large groups of people at the same time. In this particular case, the scene you see right here in the picture, he rolls up in the Japanese dojo and tells them, whenever you're ready, I will kick the ass of any person in this room. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but he does do that. And there are a lot of fight scenes in the movie that are amazing. It's Bruce Lee at his finest. Fist of Fury, definitely one of the greatest kung fu movies of all time. Classic. Fist of Legend, same story, different lead. Jet Li, in what, his fourth movie in the list? He plays the role of Chin Zan, the same role that Bruce Lee made famous. And he actually plays it a little bit better, if that was even possible. I'm gonna go ahead and say it out loud. Y'all can beat me up in the comments if you want to. Jet Li is a better Chin Zan than Bruce Lee was. All right, I'm done. There's an amazing fight at the end of this movie where he fights this Japanese general and uses his belt like nunchucks. Hell yeah, Fist of Legend is a classic. The Prodigal Son. Oh, you know what? The Prodigal Son is one of my guilty pleasures. I love Yun Biao. Yun Biao is one of the most acrobatic and freaking agile guys in martial arts. Got a little skin problem with his face though, but Yun Biao is one of my favorite martial artists. And this is a good, basically, Yun Biao is playing a cat who's not as good at kung fu as he thinks he is, and his dad's paying everybody to take falls when he fights him. He finds out he ain't that good when somebody else comes and kicks his ass, and then he learns how to fight and, kung fu. Not about revenge. I like that. It was basically about, I need to learn how to fight so I can kick ass. While it's a great movie, again, not one of the greatest of all time. Hate to say it, trash. Way of the Dragon. Oh, y'all already know. Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris. What else do you need? And this is the movie that contains the famous line, "I have some Chinese spare ribs. You don't know what Chinese spare ribs are? Well, let me show you, man." And punches him in the ribs. Man, that's racial as hell, but it was funny at the time. Bruce Lee, period. Kung Fu classic, hell yeah. Police Story, oh my God, yes. This is yes, yes, and yes. This is, if we got to do Jackie Chan movies, this is in my top 5, easy. Man, the greatest Iron Man martial artist on earth. Jackie Chan done been hurt, injured, messed up more than any martial artist in movies. And he's got the broken bones to prove it. He is amazing in this movie. His stunt team is amazing in this movie because they falling through stuff and breaking stuff and hitting their shins on. Classic, period. Go, if you ain't seen Police Story, go watch it right now. Get off of here, go watch it right now, then come back and watch this video. Classic. Warriors 2. While Sammo Hung is amazing in this movie, this ain't the best movie I ever saw Sammo Hung in, but there is some amazing Kung Fu in this movie. While there is amazing Kung Fu in this movie, this is not one of the greatest Kung Fu movies of all time. Sammo Hung's got better stuff. I promise you, Sammo Hung got better stuff. Spooky Encounters, good gracious, Eastern Condors, Dragons Forever. Sammo Hung's been in way better movies than this. Why Warriors 2 is good? Trash, not classic. Shaolin Soccer. While a great movie, while a funny movie, it is not the best movie I have seen by Stephen Chow. Stephen Chow plays Sing, some old bum cat that want to bring back soccer and show that soccer is all about Kung Fu and Kung Fu is all about soccer. It's got some special effects in it and it's kind of wire foolish, but it's a fun romp, but not the greatest Kung Fu movie of all time. Doesn't belong on this list. The other Stephen Chow movie does, which I'm sure we will get to shortly. Trash. Legend of the Drunken Master. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. Legend of the Drunken Master features one of the best drunken fight scenes I have ever seen in a movie. And Jackie Chan is the man, 100 grand. He is playing Wong Fei Hung in this movie, and he is forbidden from drinking and fighting, but he does both anyway, and kicks ass at it. Very good movie. The stunts, you know, we watch Jackie Chan movies at the end to see which joints was real and which one he actually did and which one he didn't. He did them all. He ran across hot coals, literally. Classic. Iron Monkey, bruh. If you don't know martial arts and ain't seen Iron Monkey, you in for a treat. Every fight scene in this movie is amazing. It's wire fu, but the shit's good. It's good wire fu, bruh. Iron Monkey, Donnie Yen. What else I need to say? Yu Rong Guang is in it too, playing the titular character, and he's pretty decent too. He was in Shaolin. I'm sorry, he was in Shanghai Nights. He was one of the palace guards sent to bring what's her name back. So you've seen him in action, you just didn't know it. But he's nice with his. Iron Monkey, the last fight scene at the end where they fighting on plum blossom poles, and the plum blossom poles are burning down, or lotus blossom, whatever those poles are. They're on those poles. They're fighting and they're burning. And classic. 36 Chamber of Shaolin, come on now. The movie that got the RZA in the martial arts, you know it's got to be the shit. Okay? Actually filmed at a Shaolin temple. And it has the amazing Gordon Liu in it. Yeah. San Tay is a young boy who goes to the Shaolin temple to learn Kung Fu and get revenge, which he does. Classic. Period. Enter the Dragon. Do I really have to talk about it? Classic. Bruce Lee's best movie ever, and arguably the greatest martial arts movie ever made. It's number 4, but I think it should be number 1. Wait till you see what number 1 is. You're going to be like, what the? Enter the Dragon's a classic. Jim Kelly, Bruce Lee, what else you got to say? Kung Fu Hustle. This is the good Stephen Chow movie. Stephen Chow plays a homeless cat that joins the Axe Gang, and the Axe Gang uses him to free this cat called the Beast. And the dude's literally doing frog kung fu. And Stephen Chow masters the Buddhist palm technique, and bruh, it's a lot of wild special effects in it. An old girl as who does the lion's roar. Watch the movie if you want to know what the lion's roar is. Old girl in the rollers, she's a hoot and a half. Love her. Top pieces. Kung Fu Hustle, classic. Ip Man, classic. Come on, y'all. Y'all know Ip Man. Y'all don't watch Ip Man. You know Donnie Yen, and you know how Donnie Yen gets down. Classic. Period. Classic. 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 And classic. If you have not seen any of the Ip Man movies, that is your homework tonight. Watch all 4 Ip Mans. There's even one with Mike Tyson. Kill Bill is this man's #1 kung fu movie of all time. Kill Bill is this man's #1 kung fu movie of all time. Nah. Doesn't belong on this list. Doesn't belong on this list. Does not belong on this list. I like it, but it doesn't belong on this list. That's it, y'all. Ran a little long, but the ones I call classic are the ones that are on my list. That's not my list. I'd have a different list, but that's my editing of that list. Sorry, John. I didn't mean to be mean, but I'm a kung fu enthusiast. Okay, so if you're gonna bring it, you gotta bring it. You gotta bring the stank. You gotta put some stank on the anime. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all think? Are some of those movies tight? Are some of them movies trash? Did I name some that should have been on the list? Drop it in the comments. And as always, I'll be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good and be good to each other.